All right.
What's up, guys? We're Violent Soho. You're talking to Youth.
Bam. Hi guys, this is the third time we've tried this. I know your day's been good. What's it consisted of so far?
Smoking bongs and playing Mega Drive and going to Yanni's for a Euros. The meat is crispy from 9 a.m.
Cool. So you're pretty excited about playing today?
We are. We don't normally come to festivals quite as early as what we did today. We came at like 2 o'clock today to catch Against Me, and then into Smith Street. And then we had some beers and some dinner, and then we did like a little signing thing. Yep. And then now's like the waiting time, another few hours, and trying to not drink too many beers.
Yeah. Is that the main prep? Just not drinking too many beers?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just the main goal, really. Yeah. 14 is too many.
I wanted to touch on and ask this question. I know you guys are probably waiting for it, about you guys having a bit of a break and all these articles that have came up. I don't want to get too deep into it. I more want to ask you what's like the pressure, like having people taking it so personally when you say something like, I want to have a break to, write some more music or do something like that. What's the pressure like? Is there pressure there?
Well, the pressure comes from that we didn't say that.
Yeah, well, that was what I was going to take it with that and the media spinning things.
So there's a lot of pressure when you don't say something, and other people sort of like make it out like that, and then people take it personally, because we would never put the people that have supported us, through everything and allowed us to be the band that we are, through something sort of as weak as like an indefinite hiatus, I guess. So there's not I don't think there's any other pressure, but man, I definitely learned.
Yeah. So is there? The next question would be: is there an issue with the media industry spinning stuff like that?
I don't think it's an issue. I think the issue is on like us and myself. I'm just as guilty. I read a headline and then that's what I think the whole story is about. And like when our manager sent it to me, it was pretty funny how it all went down, because it was all news to all of us that we were breaking up. Right. And Groovin The Moo is the reunion tour. We're going to get the band back together. This is it. So
did you believe those headlines? You're like, this is it?
Well, Luke was in the studio with Tired Lion, and the vocalist was like doing a take, and she was like, hey, just so you know, your band's breaking up.
Yeah, that's it.
And I just said, sick. Let's go on next take.
Yeah. Been waiting for those guys to do that. Yeah. No, and then like, our manager was calling me, saying it, and I was like, what? Is there really a problem? He's like, man, like, they want you to us to do a press release because of like, Triple J want to do an interview, all these interviews are coming through, and I'm like, man, is it really such a big deal? Turns out West Australian paper is, people take it more seriously than a street press, for example. But
thanks, guys.
I read the street press and I don't read the West Australian, so this is why I'm out of the loop. It said Violent Soho on Indefinite hiatus, so it went crazy. But if you read the article, that's what I did. I quickly read it and I was like, there's no problem. It said like, it takes us like a little while to make records. We don't participate in the music industry thing of trying to stay on top of this game. We just let it happen, and we're about to go back into that into that part. And I said, and this is where I fucked up, I said it's our first time in 7 years not having anything booked after, so we've been doing stuff for 7 years and always knowing what comes next. It's like, this is the first time where this is our last shows for, I guess, indefinitely.
Right. Yeah. Bam. All right, we're writing a blog post. It's out there.
So then Violent Soho goes on a definite hiatus after Groovin The Moo. Little bit of a chopper read. Cool.
Yeah. I just wanted to clear that up. I don't want this whole interview to be taken up by that. But no, I just wanted to clear it up because
thanks for like letting us have a chance to tell it from our side. Because Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to ask. Obviously, your shows are pretty. The mosh pit is pretty crazy, and I've been to a few shows, especially a few local ones that are similar kind of style to you guys, the genre, and I feel like there's definitely issues with mosh pits at the moment, and people like mosh pits are there for people to be crazy, but there has to be respect kind of there. And I know, like, I wanted to ask you guys, is the onus on the band, if they know it's going to be crazy, just to let people know that that's not cool to be going and almost invading space and going too crazy. Do you know what I'm saying with that?
I know exactly.
I think there's a fine line.
I know exactly what you're saying. I think it's pretty hard to say it's on the band's responsibility to make sure people aren't invading other people's space in a mosh pit.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know.
There's not much space there, and then to put the onus of 4 dudes like up on a stage so separated from that situation.
Yeah.
But like, what's the problem that you're seeing? If we're talking about like, you know, harassment, then obviously we have a huge problem. Is the ownership on us? I mean, I guess if we see it, which we have before, and stopped playing a song immediately and shut it down.
I guess that's the answer I was looking for. I was never saying like, it's your fault it's happening.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this is my personal space, and he's like,
I'm actually representing Violent Soho. They let me do it. No, that's not what I was saying. I meant, yeah, like, I should have phrased that better. Like, you know, it's up to bands to call it out if they see it happen.
Well, we'll put it this way. I was watching Smith Street Band, and the crowd to the right actually fell on itself a few times. And even when it went super quiet, and it was just Will playing his guitar on clean and singing really softly, there was a group of people like literally just trying to kill each other. So, but like, you can't let that take away necessarily from what you're trying to do to the other, 10,000 people, because then they've won. Yeah. So it becomes a really tricky balance of that trying to steal the show. They're the attention seeker, and if they can't steal the whole thing, which is what they want to do, they're going to try and ruin it for the 3 or 4 or 5 people around them. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, that's society, and it's just magnetized in a mosh pit.
It's so close. You see different types of people all in one space.
And like, there's people having a good time, and
that's what. Yeah.
And like, I grew up going mosh pits. We all did. You know, we're in the mosh pit for any support band, even when we're headlining. So I think it can be safe. I think it's totally sweet to do. It's one of the best times you can have. Crowd surfing, I personally think is amazing. When I was a teenager doing it and like looking out across the
That's exhilarating.
Yeah, it's something that you just can't get anywhere else. But if it's unsafe, I think it's pretty hard for the people who are, I don't think that that's the job that they've been employed to do, or paid to do at the festival. And unfortunately, when I was watching that happening today, is the first time that I've even thought, I better make sure we get a bit of a plan together. Yeah. And we don't really ever have one. We just tell security, we keep an eye on it. If anything happens, we'll call it out and stop it. Because I think the majority of people, just like society, are here for a good time and trying to just enjoy themselves and support each other. And, you know, again, the story that we had, this person sent us a message, and this was really, really cool. It was at the Enmore in Sydney, and they came with their friends, and the Enmore in Sydney was psychotic. Like, it was 2,500 people. Like, the top balcony, it was like rumbling. The lights were shaking underneath. Yeah. People on people's shoulders in the very back row up on the second tier. Yeah. And the mosh pit just broke out across the whole thing, seated or not. It was out of control. And then, so we didn't know exactly how it went. It looked awesome. Yeah. But we get
just adding that bit in there.
We get this message. Well, it's unreal watching. Yeah. We got this message from this chick who said, like, you know, I came with some friends. I was really nervous and said, like, can I stand on the fringe of the mosh pit? Turns out the whole place became a mosh pit, and I was thrown within it. And she said, I lost my glasses into the mosh pit, and all of a sudden the whole pit cleared. Everyone stopped, quickly found her glasses, put it back on, and she said, like, it wasn't what she was expecting, that she was nervous of the mosh pit, but that it was such a great community that, you know, people were falling over, they were helping them up. People drop a sunglass, her actual glasses, stop, grab them, help her shut her up. So, you know,
and it becomes like a responsibility for everyone to have a good time and just everyone enjoy the music.
Yeah. But there seems to be a very big movement on, like, you know, fuck mosh pit, fuck stage diving, and, like, you know, I mean, we're not the fun police, man. We're the total opposite.
Yeah, so there should be mosh pits.
That's our stance.
But respect. Yeah. Thanks for clearing that up. Cool.
Yeah. You got another 10 minutes?
Yeah. Did you guys want to add to that?
I got to add. I think James got it all. So.
Cool, that's confirmed?
For sure.
Cool. Thanks. All right, let's wrap this up soon.
Henry.
Is that all?
Well, yeah.
No, thanks. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
That's a good answer. Hey, that's my favourite word. That's my line. Yeah, are you guys keen to play today?
Yeah.
Also, how's work on this new album going? Have you started?
Oh, I got some like iPhone notes, some words. That's about it.
Cool. It's going good.
It's going well.
We're early days.
Can't wait to hear it.
Cool, man.
All right, have fun out there. Thanks for chatting.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for chatting. Thanks, guys.